when you think of an absolutely dominant team, you have to think of the Atlanta Braves. You heard it there on the video. 6 straight National League East titles. Brian Snitker has been at the helm for all of those. He joins me now, Braves manager, of course. And Snit, thanks so much for being with us. Congratulations. What you guys have accomplished this season, you make it look easy, but it is not easy. What gives you the most pride about what this team did this year?
I just think I'm so proud of the guys. Like you say, it is just so hard to win a division, and I think you know the mindset of these guys and how they come and prepare every day, how consistent they are in their work. We've had a lot of really good individual years this year. The team has done great, and they've never got caught up in any of the hype or any of the highs or lows, and they've kept a really even keel attitude about them, and just like I say, and focusing on today's game and how they come and prepare, and it's a great group. I'm blessed to be with them, it's just I'm very proud of them.
Brian, I think a team feeds off its manager, and you had mentioned consistency. And that's the one thing I think about the Atlanta Braves that sticks out the most. I always know what your lineup's going to look like because you play your stars every single day. There has to be something said for that. What do you think it's meant for you guys to know what they're going to be doing and how you've set them up for success?
Well, I think it's very important, and it's big for a player when he wakes up in the morning to know what his day is going to be. And there's no surprises. If I do change the lineup, I usually let him know the night before. But I think it's good. I always go, it's hard to win a major league game, and I think you got to play your best players to do that. It's our guys I think they're wired like that. They enjoy playing. I don't think. It's just something I think every morning when they get up, they know what their day is going to look like. When they get to the ballpark, they go about their routines, and they can stay consistent in everything they do. And I think it lends to performance.
You have been a baseball man for a lifetime, and with this terrific season, you now have a higher winning percentage, Brian, than your mentor in Bobby Cox. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, I don't look at that. I know one thing. I miss Bobby every day. I try and get over to see him as much as I can. But he used to come in with a cup of coffee every day at like 6:20, and we would talk about things, and he would always be there for me. Whenever I called, he always answered. And like I say, I miss that right now. But it's, this is about the players, the organization, the whole building, scouting, player development. It takes the whole thing to make something like this happen.
Yeah, let's talk about your players. And I was just wondering, the fans want to know if you're going to go ahead and send Matt Olson down. He has not hit a home run in 3 games. What's going on?
Yeah, I know, right? It's you know what? He had a 15-game streak, I think, and then he got hot. And, with these guys like Matt, you know what? All it takes is that one good feel, and then he can wreak havoc on in a lot of different ways. So I admire him so much, too, just how he comes to play. The way he's built, I can't say enough about this guy, and I'm just really proud and happy for him to have this kind of season that he is.
And Snit, was this something that you guys noticed in spring training? 52 home runs, that just doesn't happen. What has made him so successful with the long ball?
I don't know. You just never know when these talented athletes, when something happens, and you know what? Because I think they're always trying to get better. I think that's the biggest thing. These guys are never satisfied. You look up, and I'll come out of my office, and you'll see Matt studying in the video room, and then you'll see him doing his drills in the cage, and the work ethic is off the charts with a lot of these guys. And like I say, I don't think they're ever satisfied. I think they're always looking for a way to get better. I think they all feel like they can get better. And that's what drives them and propels them to do these special things.
Special players, you have a list of them. Let's talk about Ronald Acuna Jr. Again, 2 home runs yesterday. He's 1 home run away and 3 stolen bags away from 40-70. What does that, can you even put that into perspective, put that into words?
No. You know what? And I'm so happy for Ronald that he's playing this year, and he's healthy, and he's strong, and he's enjoying this. And it's like I tell people, it's kind of like being at a hockey game. You better not go out and get a beer because you might miss something really special that he's going to do, you know. So, and he does it every night. I mean, he's an unbelievable talent. He's been driven to play, I think, and play at an elite level, which he does. And I'm just happy because he really struggled through last year coming off the injury. And you could almost see a different guy in spring training the first day. And when we did drills and outfield drills and just how he was bouncing around and the energy that he had that he's carried on through these last 7 months, it's been pretty special. And I love having that front row seat to watch him every night.
I mean, the long ball is there. We knew it was. You mentioned the health. The stolen bases, though, almost 70 stolen bases. Some might say, okay, there's an asterisk because the bases are a little bit bigger. What do you say to that?
No, you know what, this guy, you watch him run, and I mean, he's an elite runner also. And you know what, he's been really good about stealing bases. I mean, that's what he's doing. And you know what, there's no asterisk. I mean, that's the game we're playing right now. So, you know, it's just God bless him. I mean, he's just doing very special things, and I think under the confines of what we're doing.
Yeah, amen. Everybody has the same size bases. He's just about to have 70 stolen bags. All right, Spencer Strider, my goodness, 6 strikeouts away from setting the franchise record set by John Smoltz, Hall of Famer, back in 1996. I mean, this guy has 50 more strikeouts, Snit, than anybody else in the big leagues. And he is just about to finish his first full year in the season. What has he meant to you?
Oh my God, it's been so cool being around him. I mean, and seeing that, you know, like I say, this is the first time he's been an everyday starter in the major leagues, and he's another one that is so dedicated and committed to his career and his craft and the preparation and just everything that goes into it. I mean, he's a special guy. I mean, he knows himself. He's a very mature first-year player, I feel, and he's another one that it's been really fun to watch and how he's maintained everything. You know, he's got 2 starts left, and last night he was, you know, begging me to go out for the 8th inning, and because he said he felt great, and I was like, I'm glad you do, and but you know, and I think it's a testament to his work ethic and the drive that he always wants to get better too. He's just another one that loves to compete, and I admire him at just how consistent he is in everything he does, and you know, the diet, the training, sides, the whole thing, and allowing himself to have this kind of year.
And don't forget the tree trunks. His legs are the size of tree trunks, which doesn't make any sense at all. All right, Fried, Wright, Chavez, McHugh. Is your pitching staff getting healthy, Snit, at the right time?
Yeah, I think it is. You know what? I think every time Max goes out there, I mean, he just, you know what, he gets it because he missed a big chunk, and that's hard to do in this sport. And but he's coming back, and he's going to be, you know, good to go and hitting on all cylinders when this tournament starts. And you know what, Colin went out on a rehab yesterday, but overall, I think the guys that we got here, they're all in good shape. Everybody's feeling good. It's great seeing Kyle Wright get back out there with the big, you know, all the season that he's missed. So, you know what? I think we're in a good place right now.
All right, before I let you go, Brian, I wanted to ask you one question about seeding and a potential first-round opponent. Right now, you guys well-earned the #1 seed, a 3.5-game advantage over the Los Angeles Dodgers. If the season were to end today, you would play either the 4th or 5th seed, so it could be the Phillies, it could be the Diamondbacks. Considering you skipped the wild card round, how much time, advanced scouting notwithstanding, how much time do you think about how you match up best? And if you say, man, if I could choose who I wanted to play, this would be it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's more, I don't know that we care who we play. I mean, I don't think you can say that, and we'll play whoever we do. I think we're more focused right now on that down week and trying to tweak what we did last year. I think we learned a lot last year because it's a new situation for everybody going through that, because most of the time you take a day off and you know what, you start the playoffs, and there's good and bad in it. But I think as a staff, we're talking through some things that we may want to do differently and tweak our program the week before going into the playoffs. So I think, you know what, we'll be ready for whoever we play and try and stay as ready as we can when we start our series on the 7th.
Yeah, and that's my last question for you, honestly. How do you make sure the layoff doesn't get you again? It's a lot of downtime.
Yeah, and you can't ever, you never know when you start a series what's going to happen. But like I say, we're discussing internally here things, and I'm talking to their coaches and the players about what we are going to do, and because I think there's some things we can do better than we did last year, and try and maybe keep ourselves ourselves even more ready than we did last year. I thought we did a good job last year, but I think there's ways that we can do a lot better in preparing for that for the August 7th tip off.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Skip. I am so grateful to have a few minutes with you. Couldn't have happened to a better man. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks so much, Alanna. Thanks for having me.